Good day, grade 8 students. Today we will be discussing the detection of digestive problems, diseases, or disorder. A digestive diseases is any health problem that occur in the digestive tract, and those disorders that affect the digestive or gastrointestinal system are called digestive disorders. Based on the findings of the medical history and physical examination, doctors choose appropriate tests or ways how to detect digestive problems or disorders. Tests or ways are done on the digestive system include the following: endoscopy, ultrasound, abdominal x-ray, computed tomography scan or CT scan, magnetic resonance imaging or MRI, colorectal transit study, and defecography. Let's have the endoscopy first. Endoscopy is a medical procedure used to observe organs and elements within the body. Using an endoscope, a flexible tube with a light and camera attached to it, the doctor can view pictures of the digestive tract on a color TV monitor. During an upper endoscopy, an endoscope is easily passed through the mouth and the throat into the esophagus, allowing the doctor to view the esophagus, the stomach, and upper part of the small intestine. Similarly, endoscopes can pass into the large intestine through the rectum to examine this area of the intestine. So moving on to the ultrasound. Ultrasound can also show parts of the body in motion. It uses high-frequency sound waves that cannot be heard by human ear. An ultrasound is an imaging test that uses sound waves to create a picture of organs, tissues, and other structures inside the body. Unlike X-rays, ultrasound don't use any radiation. An ultrasound can be used in different ways, depending on the type of ultrasound and which part of the body is being checked. So, diagnostic ultrasound may be used to look for blockages in the gallbladder. A trained technician pressed a small, handheld device against the area being studied and moves it as needed to capture the images. The handheld device sends sound waves into your body, collects the ones that bounce back, and sends them to a computer, which creates these images. Next is the abdominal X-ray. Abdominal X-ray are a form of ionizing radiation that can penetrate the body to form an image on film. It uses a very small dose of ionizing radiation to produce pictures of the inside of the abdominal cavity. It is used to evaluate the stomach, liver, and intestines and may be used to help diagnose unexplained pain or vomiting. Abdominal X-ray is also performed to help diagnose conditions such as intestinal blockages, perforation of the stomach or intestine. When we say perforation, it is a hole in the walls of an organ or structure of the body that develops from a weak spot in the organ or from a deep penetrating wound caused by trauma. And last, we have the ingestion of foreign objects. Moving on to the computed tomography scan or CT scan. It uses a combination of X-rays and computer technology to produce cross-sectional images, often called slices, both horizontally and vertically of the body. The computed tomography is a diagnostic imaging test used to create detailed images of internal organs. The doctor use this to help detect diseases of the small bowel, colon, and other internal organs. It is often used to determine the cause of unexplained pain. CT scanning is fast, painless, and accurate. A CT scan generates images that can be preformatted in multiple planes. It can be even generate three-dimensional images. The doctor can review these images on a computer monitor, print them on film or via a 3D printer or transfer them to CD or DVD. Next is the magnetic resonance imaging or MRI. It is a diagnostic procedure that uses a combination of large magnets, radiofrequency, and a computer to produce detailed images of organs and structures within the body. An MRI of the abdomen or the belly can give the doctor information about the liver, pancreas, kidneys, and other structures in the belly. When the patient undergoes an MRI, the patient lies on a table and the table moves into the MRI machine. An MRI of the belly can help find problems such as tumors and infections. Moving on to colorectal transit study. This test shows how well food moves through the colon. The patient swallowed capsules containing small markers which are visible on the X-ray. The patient follows a high-fiber diet during the course of the test, and the movement of the markers through the colon is monitored with abdominal X-ray. This colorectal transit study used to gain a better understanding of how well your large intestine is functioning in terms of moving stool along. And the last is the defecography. Defecography is an X-ray of the anorectal area that evaluates completeness of stool elimination, identifies anorectal abnormalities, and evaluates rectal muscle contractions and relaxation. During the examination, the patient's rectum is filled with a soft paste that is the same consistency as stool. The patient then sits on a toilet positioned inside an X-ray machine and squeezes and relaxes the anus to expel the solution. The radiologist studies the X-rays to determine if anorectal problems happened while the patient was emptying the paste from the rectum. And those are the ways on how to detect digestive problems, diseases, or disorders. I hope you've learned something today and see you on the video conference.